Hey everybody, it is Wood. I am here with Keith.
Vroom vroom. So what you saying? All right, we got an opportunity here, Wood.
Yes, we do.
And, you know, we have to take things when we can get them.
We do.
You know, it's like you go out and you're not expecting to get a piece of ass, but all of a sudden it falls in your lap, so you go ahead and take it.
Yeah, all right.
You know, so we got this opportunity like a piece of ass, we're going to take it.
Yeah,
so
we do.
we're omitting the emails, guys. I'm sorry, Jamie. Zach even.
Yeah,
Zach even
came through for us.
All right, and I'm omitting him, and he's probably going to tear me up next week for that, but that's all right.
Mac even gave us a good email, too, so you appreciate that.
We are here this week. We're at the, let me see if I can do this right, Sherri, if I can do this. We're at the 49th annual O'Reilly. 46. I fucked up. Why don't you say it? Why don't you tell them where we're at? Where we at?
So what you say, and welcome to the 46th annual Championship Auto Show, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts, Salt Lake City Autorama.
Squared or to the 15th power or some shit. You can throw some more on that.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. And with that, let's get the snaggles out the way. What we sipping on, Wood?
Well, what am I sipping on? I'm sipping on whatever's in this here. What are you sipping on?
Okay, I got bourbon. I got 1792. Sherri, what you got? You came with your own stuff.
I do. I have a nice little Irish whiskey because I happen to be a redhead. I like to stay true to where I come from. Little Jameson's Black Barrel.
I like that. Ooh. We got a redhead to listen. We got two redheads to listen to this show left and right. Man. They love it, so they'll be happy that we finally have a redhead down there and a female to boot. Now, why are we here? What are you doing here? Who are you? What's going on? Let's get to this.
Well, so Sydney Weaver and myself have been the directors. This is our 6th year of being the directors of the show. So we're not the producers. We don't own the show. They own a multiple amount of shows that go across the country that are Autoramas. There's one in Detroit, one in Chicago, one in Boston, and one in Omaha. So they're all across the country. And we were approached 6 years ago because the show had fallen into disrepair.
Okay.
Should we say?
Speaking of disrepair, you said you have a show in Detroit. Do you allow burned out cars in that show? Can somebody bring burned tires?
And they just don't drink their water?
Yeah, right.
They just show up with burned out cars.
The Detroit show, it's funny that it's the most famous of all the shows. In fact, in the industry, it's the home of the coveted Riddler Award. So it's an award that a lot of builders aspire to. Some take many years. The build, you can't have any pictures of it. The first time anything is seen is there. It's a big deal.
Okay. And so why is Salt Lake a big deal?
Well, because we're part of that family. Okay. Well, you know, I think Championship Auto Shows was one of the first pioneers in the industry, along with the Good Guys Custom Rod Association, right? So Good Guys is mostly outdoor shows, Autorama indoor shows, two different animals, but supporting the automotive community. Salt Lake's been a healthy community, man. We have a great car community here.
All right. Yeah. And I see that by some of the rides out here. You have some beautiful rides out there.
But we also have a lot that have come from across the country, because if you're going to spend $19 to come into this show, which is what it costs to get in, right? We want you to see something that you wouldn't see at a cruise night or something else. So we have a healthy mix of everything.
Are you taking payment this year in rolls of toilet paper or hand sanitizer? Or is that $19 American? I mean, how's it working? Well, the world's freaking the fuck out right now.
She did say that this is a healthy, Salt Lake is a healthy place. So I'm imagining that it's regular dollars, not toilet paper yet.
Has that hurt the show this year? This whole we're all going to die in 16 minutes?
Yeah, for sure. Well, just a kind of a fun fact, we're the only show in the nation that is open this weekend.
You guys said fuck the police and you're doing your thing.
I think we just lucked out, man. I mean, there was just some sort of combination of whatever, and so now we're just open. We're not skipping a year. The tradition continues.
Yes.
If people want to take a break and come into the community that they have supported for 46 years and not watch viral videos of people killing each other for toilet paper at Costco, well, we're here. Our doors are open.
They're talking about, I got two things. They're talking about stay away from crowds, and you got 6,000 people in a Costco that has a capacity of 1,500, right?
Yeah.
And then leave it to us to say, let's swim straight to the shark. Let's not swim away from it. It's coronavirus. Yeah. Stay away from people. We come to where the people are, Sherri. We're coming to hang out with you. You know what I mean? You feel free to cough if you get there, right?
We always felt like you could be an adult and be responsible for what you chose to do. We are responsible. None of us are in ill health. We're all taking precautionary measures. The venue are cleaning everything exponentially greater periods during the day. We're good. Everything is good. Everyone's having a great time. We've had people who are not happy that we're open, and it's always funny to me that, if you want to stay home and protect yourself, that's great.
Cool.
But we've taken a beating on social media, and we feel proud that we're open. We're really happy that we're here.
So people want you to live their life for them is what they want. So what I choose, I want you to do the same that I do. Yeah,
Right.
Fuck those people. So what are some of the awards you have here? Do you have like awards for classic cars, newer cars, trucks, bikes?
Yeah.
I see you got even pedal bikes over. You got the low rider bikes
some
and
of the
all that
old school.
stuff.
Have you seen the work that goes into those? You should see the kids that do that. The paint jobs alone are stunning. Yeah, so we have our top best of show, I guess you could say, is called the Wasatch Cup. Comes with a $2,000 purse. And then this year we have the last year of Utah's Finest. That has to be a local owner. Right, so the build has to be owned by a local person here. And then we have a myriad of other cash prizes from best interior, paint, all the way down the line. We have Utah's Top 10, so we recognize 10 more locals. It's a great show.
Is this like
incredible.
Is this like the Boston Marathon, where if you win here, you go to another show that's bigger?
Kind of like, and the cook-offs are kind of like that too. If you win or you place 1, 2, or 3, you can qualify for the next
For
cook-off.
sure. Yeah, so here what it is that it's kind of based on a point system, right? So the ISCA is the judging system, and you keep going to different shows across the country and accumulating points, and then there is a winner at the end of each season, and that's a coveted prize. People go for it.
Doesn't NASCAR like that? Aren't they? Don't they
know,
accrue
Sid?
points?
NASCAR?
Don't they accrue points?
Yeah.
So it makes sense to me that NASCAR would accrue points.
Yeah.
Car show would accrue points.
Car show.
Yeah,
Do
kind of
you-
hand in hand.
Do you own a classic vehicle yourself?
I don't.
Do you want to go out there and steal one? Because this is one I got my eye on. You know where all the keys are. We can go out there and get that bitch.
I love I have a really nice Jeep, and I love that. I've been in this industry for a long time.
Okay.
And the other director who you're going to speak with soon, Sydney Weaver, she and her husband are Weaver Customs. They are one of the more premier builders in the country, and they're here local.
That name does sound familiar, though. I'm not a car guy. My wife is a car guy, I guess. I box myself in there. My wife's a car person. I know how to start them. I know how to put air in a tire. I know what a trunk is on most of them.
If you remember, this episode is kind of a branch off from when we had our cars episode a while back. And how do you and I typically describe cars?
It's pretty.
They're pretty.
Pretty.
Yeah, so I
eye
could walk
candy.
out there, and I like the ones that are pretty because I have no idea. You could talk all numbers and everything. To me, it's just pretty. Make it look pretty.
Who were the judges that you shipped in here?
So the ISCA is the organization that is independent from this show. That is a separate organization, and they have judges that have worked for them for years, accredited judges, and they travel all across the country. So we get different judges every year, and they just fly in. I think we've got 4 this year. They've been here since Wednesday. That's how long it takes to classify all of the cars, because these cars have to be classified specifically based on modifications and whatnot. And then we do the class awards tonight at 5 p.m., and then we do the specials, the really big awards on Sunday.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Now, you said you've been doing this for 6 years.
Sid and I, this is our 6th.
Sydney, how'd you get involved with it?
Well, we've both been in the automotive industry for a long time, right? And we know a lot of people in the community. And the person who was running the show before, they were replacing. And one of the gentlemen from Championship Auto Shows knew us, had met us, and on a whim just asked if we might consider it. And I said I wouldn't consider it without Sid, and vice versa. We just couldn't do it alone. And we didn't want to do it alone.
Right.
We make a great team.
Right on.
It seems like a pretty big undertaking, too.
It is a big
I
undertaking.
came by here on Thursday, and I almost got run over by a Lamborghini.
That's the one you want to get run over by.
Yeah. And
They got insurance.
Yeah, they're going to have to. And I thought, man, this seems like a lot of work. A lot of work to do.
Yeah, we start moving in from the company that comes in and does the whole floor plan for us, because it has to be numbered exactly. We start moving in Wednesday vehicles. We have traveling cars with trailers. We have to be mindful about how to maneuver. And then Thursday, we move in 2/3 of the show. There's a lot of metal rolling into here. And we're here from sun up to sundown.
Man.
What I liked about it, see, we get behind the scenes, right? We're in here setting up. We're in here setting up, and Sherry's dressing down a grown man, right? She's dressing him down. He knew he was being dressed down, but it wasn't aggressive. Like when guys dress down other guys, they're like, "Yo, motherfucker!" She's like, "Hey, sir, what did you think about that?" And he said it, and she goes, "Well, there you go." I was like, "Damn."
Here's the thing is that there's all different calibers of vehicles in here, right? From daily drivers to full custom builds, and we have 300 plus cars in here. here this year, and we have a lot of vendors in here, so there's a lot of moving pieces and parts. And you'll never please everybody,
right.
But you need to just sort of figure out how to roll through a really busy moment, right, without offending anybody, but realizing that this isn't the biggest thing we're dealing with at the moment. So let's just all move forward and have a good time. And we just kind of roll with it. I think at first it was kind of interesting because this tends to be a little bit more of a male-dominated industry.
Right.
So, but Sid and I, maybe it's a little easier for us sometimes too because of that, because we just kind of roll with it, and maybe people aren't going to be as aggressive with us as they would.
Yeah.
Like I said, the way you dealt with that guy, if Wood and I had said that, our equipment would have got ruined.
Yeah.
He would have figured that out.
Yeah.
He would have been, that whole hillbilly thing. You think you're better than me? And then there's a fight going on. That's the last thing you hear before a hillbilly goes and fights. You know what I mean?
I think at that point, because that's certainly not typical of my behavior, but we'd had a really long day of wondering if we were going to be open.
Okay.
Tensions were high, right? Everybody was it was kind of like the unspoken big, massive elephant in the middle of the room, and so it was a ginger snap moment, maybe.
I've never heard that term. That is awesome. You hear that, Mac? Ginger snap. That is awesome, man. All right, so what do you want people to know about this event now? You're going strong. You're 46 years. You'll be 47 next year. It's not
Correct.
going anywhere.
Nope.
You're not going anywhere.
No.
Right?
Yep. And it is open. Social media can be a blessing and a curse.
Yeah.
A little difficult to manage this year, but we're open. We'll be open today till 9 p.m. The doors open tomorrow at 10 a.m., and we'll close at 5 p.m. If people want to take a break and come down into an environment where they can really just enjoy, it is a great space. There's something here for everybody. And if you are a car enthusiast, you're missing out if you don't join us.
Or if you're a car thief. I mean, let's get back to that. So you know everybody here that brings in a car. You've talked to all these people. You may not know them on a first name, buddy basis.
We've communicated at some point, yeah.
Okay.
So can you get me that Ferrari out there? That's all I want to know. I just want to know if I can fit in it, because one day I'm going to hit the lottery.
You're
That's what I got to buy.
You're going to have to know if you fit in those. Yeah.
And when I hit
Makes
the lottery,
sense.
I'll be drunk all the time, so I won't know what I'm buying, really,
I'll tell you one thing, though. I mean, regardless of the value of any build, like I know you're going to talk to Cole here in a minute, the car community is a wonderful community to be a part of, right? Because it's not the amount of dollars that are sitting there, right, on the floor. If you need something, if you're broken down, if you need anything, this community steps up. I mean, Brandon from BK Garage, there was a big...
We know him.
There was a big build that came in and had some severe problems, and Brandon fixed it up at the shop. I mean, and you just don't... There's no questions asked. It's like, what do you need, man? We're here. It's a great community.
I like that.
It's a community.
It's a community I want to be a part of. I just can't afford it.
That's right. And that's why when I never got a notice, you never sent us a message saying, hey, it's been shut down. I knew they were never going to shut this down. This is a group of people you're not shutting down. This cute coronavirus is not going to shut down this thing.
Cute corona.
Well, at one point during move-in, I think someone put a post on this kid's page who was moving his car, and he's like, don't go, don't go, don't do it. And he's like, dude, there's so much exhaust and fumes in here, we're good. We're just fine.
My lungs are going to quit before the rest of the
other issues may arise. And we wanted to make sure that people understood, if going out in public is beyond your comfort zone, that's beyond your comfort zone. But if you feel like you want to get out and you're still moving about, this is a good show.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Sherri, thanks for having us, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much, you guys.
You think your girl Sydney will come on here and say a few words?
Yep.
She seems to be
She's
a little shy.
throwing daggers in the back of you over here.
We call Sydney the tall blonde.
Okay.
And I'm sure she's ready right now to come on.
Sydney, come give us 5 minutes, would you? And now we have with us
Sydney Weaver.
Sydney Weaver. Is Weaver's your married name? Because she was
Correct.
talking about is your maiden name Dean? Sydney Dean? Were you in White Men Can't Jump? Is that you?
Sadly, no.
No?
But if you want to see some skills,
You're the one? Well, she said you're a tall blonde. That's Larry Bird sitting down. All right, so what kind of classic car do you own?
so I recently just barely sold my 53 Chevy Bel Air. I'm kind of a fan of that era. I've had a 54 Bel Air and a 49 Ford and a 50 Bel Air as well. And so that's kind of
So the 50s are your thing.
Those are
Okay.
those are the ones I love. And right now we have a 52 truck.
So you
we're
you watch
building
Happy
now.
Days and you just have an aneurysm. Back in the day when you were little. How'd you get into cars?
I actually wasn't originally in cars, but I was dating somebody who was and had a shop, and he kept spending all this time in the garage, and I thought, well, how are we going to ever hang out if all you want to do is just stay in the shop? And so he was really, really smart and bought me a 54 Bel Air to very begin with and said, here's the deal. You can, this is yours, but whatever you want to do, you have to do it, and I'll help you, and this can be kind of our thing. And so that's how it started. And from there, I just kind of gained a love of it. And I was actually working for a media company, a television network, and I decided that hot rodding was way more fun than network television, and made the jump.
Right. Now, the person that told you, I'm going to be in the garage if you want to hang out with me, come out there, is that the person you ended up marrying?
Absolutely.
Right on. Good. Yeah. And what type of shop do you guys own? And go ahead.
It's actually in West Jordan, Utah, and it's actually a full custom shop. So everything that we do is from the ground up. We don't really focus on anything restoration-wise. We do everything from metal fabrication to super crazy radical cars and trucks that are all pre-1972.
So you build it from the bottom up and go.
Yep, absolutely. All really crazy modern engines and chassis and modern brakes, and so they drive a lot like your daily driver, but it just kind of embodies.
So it has the feel of the older look.
Exactly.
So it has that feel, but it
just
with
cooler.
The modern, yeah. Yeah, I like that.
I kind of heard German in that. I heard something called chassis. That's like, that's an English word? Is that what the car sits on?
Yeah, that's your frame.
That's
so
the
basically,
frame.
yep.
So you build that.
We do.
So wait a minute. So if I say to you, I want a 1936 Eldorado. Did they make those?
No.
Okay.
Let's go with it.
If I want,
Let's
you
go with
could,
it.
you could build that. You could fabricate the car and build anything.
Anything. If you can
Out of
imagine
the
it.
ether.
Yep. If you can imagine it, we can build it.
No, if I can afford it, you can build it. Let's
Well,
start there.
there's
Let's
that.
start there. Who have you built cars for? Does Shaq walk in your shop and get it? You know, famous people. If you guys are doing that, you're attracting celebrities. You got to. Without dropping names.
Jay Leno.
You do famous people?
We have a handful of more well-known individuals for sure.
like
There are
the
a
way
lot
you
of
said that.
there are
I
a
like
lot
the
of
way you said
vehicles that
Wow.
are kind of a build but don't tell vehicles that a lot of people don't know about, and so we kind of have to keep those under wraps. But we actually have 3 on display here with us at the Salt Lake Autorama this weekend, so it's a great place to kind of come down and see the level of customization that is available in the world.
And you're still doing some of the work as well, or you guys have a crew that does all the work?
We keep our shop very, very small because we want to make sure that we really focus on the quality of the builds that we're turning out. And there's only 3 guys that are in the shop plus me.
So you don't turn into so basically you keep it small so you don't turn into like the Walmart of custom, right?
Right.
Because the bigger you get, I feel like the quality would drop just a little bit.
Exactly.
So you keep it small, the quality stays high.
Right.
Yeah, I get it. That makes sense.
And how long has it been around?
20 years.
How come the name Weaver? For some reason, the name Weaver sounds like
Cool.
something I should. Well,
It's-
Dreamweaver,
yeah.
Dreamweaver, right?
Yeah. There it is.
But it's I don't know a lot about cars, but I know car people, and for some reason that name Weaver just jumps out at in my head. Do you guys do paint? Do you do upholstery? Do all that?
We just don't do upholstery. So we'll do all the interior panels, but we don't actually stitch.
Okay, why is that? Is it not money in that? Is it pain in the ass? Is it too much of an art?
I don't even dart my own socks. So
How long do you think you guys will be doing this? Will you pass it on to the next generation? Do you have kids, first of all?
no, we have horses and dogs.
Okay, so your
Okay.
horses and dogs, will you
They're
pass
not
this down to them?
They're in the will. They're in the will.
No, I have one nephew, and he's going to be the one that hopefully will take over everything.
He's in the shop.
Oh, you look over to him. You look over to
Oh,
him.
that's him?
Yep.
This little guy here. Okay, so I get the connection now. Nice. He does good work. I saw him.
He does great work.
Talk to his dad and see if we can get him on.
We
here.
love having him in the shop.
That's awesome. Well, Sydney, we appreciate you sitting down and speaking with us as well.
Hey, thanks for coming out.
What's your email? Email to the business as if you don't have enough business. You need our little shit cash.
You can find me at Sydney at Weavercustoms.com for the shop, or Sydney at Autorama.com for the show. And then our website and everything handle wise is weavercustoms.com.
Okay. Appreciate you.
We'll
Thank
put
you.
that
Hey,
out.
thanks for your time.
All right. Now, who we got here?
Co-Weaver.
Cole Weaver. Cole, face that mic for me.
Okay.
Cole Weaver. So there's a relation right there. You're the nephew. You're the one that's sitting on a pot of gold, huh? You're the one that's going to get that shop. Good for you, man. How do I become your friend?
Cole, how old are you?
13.
See, he recognized that at 13. To tell you what I didn't recognize at 13 is a lot of damn things.
Well, as a 13-year-old, I bet you he recognizes he's sitting across from two jackasses, so we appreciate that. You're the youngest person ever to be on this podcast, so we're going to be gentle with you. And I'm cleaning up my language. That's why I brought my wife in, because I can't swear like I do normally in front of my wife. So this is going to be the G version of the show. Cole, let's talk to me about some cars, man. What do you do with cars?
I have a 1969 Jeep Custom flatbed.
Okay. Why'd you choose 1969?
Well, we were up there coming home from Christmas at my grandma's place up in Colorado and through Price up in Utah. And we stopped to look at this old farm truck sitting there that my dad showed me. And I thought it wasn't the coolest at the time because I only saw the front of it, and then I saw the back, and then I saw everything, like the engine, all the pinstriping on it, and I fell in love with it.
So you saw the front and you didn't really like it, but then you saw the back?
Yeah, and like all the pinstriping.
Oh, okay, I'll leave that there. See, normally I'd say something there, but I will not say it here.
Catch us in 5 years.
Good on you. Now, were you looking for the reason I asked about the 69? Were you specifically looking for a 69 vehicle, or just?
Or were you even looking for a vehicle?
Like, I was trying to find a vehicle, but I didn't really know what at the time to look for. And then my dad showed me this, and I fell in love with it.
So you were just going by feel.
Yeah.
Whatever you felt like, that's kind of the direction you were going to run with it.
You used the force, is what you did.
Yeah, it is.
That's badass, man. You can't even drive. So is the car operational?
Yeah.
It runs right now?
Yeah.
Do you drive when nobody's looking? Do
Yeah.
you move it? You do? You move it around?
You go into the parking lots at the churches and stuff, right? Yeah, out on the field. Yeah, I know all the tricks.
But do it in the summertime only. That way they can't see if the engine's hot. That's what I used to
Yeah.
do. So you know, because if you do it in the wintertime, the first thing Dad does is touch it. You drive my car? No. And then they touch the engine like, oh, well, maybe I just started it for a little while for you. Maybe, that, you know. So
Had to
just
melt
do it in the
the
summertime.
snow.
That way you can always say, oh, no, I didn't drive it. It's hot outside, old man, right? So what do you know how to do on a car? Since your auntie's got the big shop. She got you down there slaving it out, man.
Yeah.
You working for free? Don't tell me you just know how to sweep.
I know how to sweep.
You do know how to sweep?
I know how to polish. I know how to spray paint, and change gas, oil, brakes, and fix a lot of stuff. Pretty much.
At what age did you start doing all this? Because you're 13. Let's get that out of the way. So you don't say back in the day, because that's not a thing.
Back in the day was 6 weeks ago, right?
Yeah. So at what age did you start crawling up into cars?
About 9 or 10.
Okay.
He can weld. Somebody
can
just put
weld?
up a sign. That's a talent. You know
That
how much
it
money you
is.
can make doing that? And I had to read it out loud because, like, my eyes are all screwed up right now because, you know, I've been drinking big boy
I had to
drinks.
tilt my head to the side just to make sure I was reading it straight.
So you're being modest, man.
Yeah.
So you can take rust off a car and you can put a new part back on. You can change brakes. Let me see your hands, man.
Other
No,
side.
No, let me see them.
Oh. Are they soft?
Look at
They
that.
look soft. They don't look like.
Well, he's 13. I mean,
But now we wear gloves. You know, the virus.
Do you wear gloves? No?
Some, like when welding, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah,
So,
that's dangerous.
Did you do any rust work on the vehicle you showed me?
Yeah, the pipes on it were rusted out, and they were bad. And my uncle said, let's try to fix those up, and we put some polish on them, and they shined right up, and it looks beautiful.
It does look beautiful, man. And the brakes. No offense, but if I brought my vehicle to you to put brakes on, I'd be a little nervous. So you want to talk to me about how you do brakes?
Like, so when we first got this truck, the brakes were terrible.
Uh-huh.
You'd have to slam into it, and it would go. No, it would just keep going.
Uh-huh.
And so my dad showed me all like how to change oil and all that stuff, and I've been kind of reading books on it at school with my free time.
Dude, awesome, man. Awesome. So your friends now talking to you about working on cars as they get vehicles? Because all your friends now are driving bikes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And your bike's probably the smoothest running bike on the block, right? No dirty gears, no dirty chains, no nothing like that, right? So do you work on your friends' parents' cars?
Not really, no.
That's a little hustle
just
you
work-
should get, man.
Yeah.
You just work on your own car.
Yeah.
Or your parents' cars.
Yeah.
Or whatever
do-
car they put in front of you, basically.
You work
Yeah.
on your parents' cars?
They probably don't trust me with it. Like I feel like I would like bust something or we would crash or something because of me. But if I could, yes.
Up to what year can you work on? Because my wife's a car girl. Like I said earlier, I said guy, but she car girl. She can work on cars, but she talks about once they get to computers, it starts getting real complicated. Do you do anything with the newer cars?
Like I know basic coding and some of that stuff. My 5th grade teacher taught me it, but up to the computers and cars, no, not one bit.
Your 5th grade
Wow.
teacher taught you
Yeah.
how to do that.
Remember your 5th grade teacher? Well, my fifth grade teacher taught me.
Yeah.
Just make sure you sharpen your pencil back at the back of the room.
Keith, why didn't you bring a pencil? All right. I'm friends with my mechanic, and I don't know what the hell he's talking about when he works on my car. So good on you, man. So is it a talent? Do you have brothers and sisters?
I'm an only child.
Oh, God damn, man. Good for you. No, seriously. Good because you get all the attention.
But,
you know what I mean? But you're a shining star. So if you screw up, that's their one shot. You know what I mean?
True.
A little pressure.
Yeah.
A little pressure.
Is it? Are you passionate about it? Do you enjoy it? Or do you do it because mom and dad said you had to do it?
I like it. It's fun to do.
Because you could see the final product, right?
Yeah.
Like you, because what did you say at the beginning? You went out, you didn't really know if you liked that?
Yeah. I didn't like it.
But now what do you feel about this thing?
I thought it's turning out great, and I can't wait to see it in the future.
Do you have any more than one?
No, I just have this car.
Just this one? For now?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but he's 13.
Well, I know. That's why I say for now.
Yeah.
But at 13, he's doing stuff that I never did at 13. So, hell, he might have had 4 or 5. I don't know.
Let me give you some advice because I know nothing about cars. But let me tell you this, okay? Hang on to your first car.
Yeah.
Hang on to it. All this work you put into it, never sell it, man. Because I've known people that had a first car and they keep it, and I've known people that had a first car that sold it and they regret it forever. Hang on to it.
Because now here they are years later, and they're still looking for that Impala. Yeah.
It's going to put people on blast, huh? Cool. Thank you for sitting down with us, man. I appreciate it. 13, you're going to hold that record forever. I'll tell you that. You could come back in probably 3 years and still keep the record. You know,
that's probably true.
You could have done 16 and you would have been fine, man. Appreciate you coming on. That's awesome. I love a kid with a passion and somebody who understands what they want to do early in life.
Yep, I love it.
I used to tell my kids, decide what you want to do first early in life and then just go for it. You know, people always talk about it. Will Smith said this, you know, Men in Black, I Am Legend. Do you know that one?
Yeah.
You know? All right, I Am Legend. He said, don't have a plan B, because if you have a plan B, you're setting yourself up to fail. Yeah. Just go for it with everything you got, and good for you. And plus, being an only child, you can't fail anyhow, because they're going to make sure you go right. Yeah.
They'll whip you into shape.
Right on. Thanks for coming on, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Okay. All right, next we have on here.
My name is Adam Paul. I own Time Warp Custom Paint.
Time Warp Custom Paint.
Time Warp Custom Paint, and basically what I am is I deal with just motorcycles and custom helmets on an online basis kind of thing.
Okay.
So you get your clientele online.
Right.
They submit something to you, and then you work it out.
Yeah.
I mean, the bare bones of what that is, right?
Yeah. They a lot of people find me through social media or through past customers and stuff like that. And, they reach out to me, and usually through text message now, so it's nice and easy and quick. And they send me their parts. I paint them up and post progress and ship them back.
So you just do motorcycle stuff? You don't do cars?
No.
Why?
Oh, the biggest thing is because cars are so big.
They can't mail them to you, right?
Yeah, can't mail them to me, and it's too long of a process, I feel. Mm-hmm. I've done them before. I've done my own. But like with, a Harley Softail or something like that, they can easily take their parts off and put them in a box and ship them to me, and I ship them back.
How'd you find out you could do this? That's my question. So you can draw, like you can pen to paper, you can go, right?
Yes, I can, but when I first started, no, I couldn't really draw with pencils or anything like that. I was always artistic, but early on I relied on a lot of the graphics and stuff like that. So anybody can learn how to. You can roll some tape around and make a flame, and then airbrush it in. You don't need to be an artist to actually do it, but throughout the years I've learned that to get better at what I do, sometimes I have to move into different aspects of art, So I draw sometimes when the airbrush is not available. But
so to be ahead of the curve, basically, you push yourself to learn that new thing or something new, right? So that you're not just taping on a flame and calling it a day. I mean, if the client wants that, you're going to do that. But to push yourself, you're always trying to learn the next thing or keep going or stay ahead, right?
Exactly. Yeah, and you kind of keep up on the trends, but you paint what you love to do. And a lot of times I'll get my own parts, or a lot of these helmets I do might be my own or my friends. They kind of let me do what I want, so
you kind of experiment on them.
It keeps
a little
it fresh, yeah. It keeps ideas in my head flowing rather than sticking with what the customer wants all the time.
So can you look at somebody's bike and say, Yeah, they could have, if they'd have come to me, that'd have been way better, because that looks like, I don't know, Johnny's shop that's in the basement or something like that. Can you look at that and see the quality that way, or for the most part people drive around with pretty much quality stuff?
You can see the difference, especially when you're a custom painter. Sometimes you forget what, like, people that don't paint, like the layperson, I guess you'd say, what they can see. But doing it for so long, you have like an eagle eye on what you can see. Orange peel from a mile away. You can see when there's, tape edges and stuff like that are missed. But for the most part, just experience.
And you've been doing this for how long now?
I think about 13 years now.
13 years.
When I started out, I just put out ads on eBay. I would buy parts for cheap and then put out ads, and I did it that way. But now it seems like social media, just keeping up on that, it's like more than enough work, for sure.
So you put it out there, and then they reach out to you. What social media, so that our listeners, if they've got something out there, so we got enough car people. We get yelled at.
We got a lot of car people.
We get yelled at quite often about how much we just talk about sports, and so whenever we have these episodes about not sports, cars,
ain't no fucking sports right now.
No, there's not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is
there's
it.
the Autorama.
And that cornhole championship's looking really fucking good right now, isn't it?
Hey, Bowen was on too.
I'll
so
watch the bitch. I'll bet on that motherfucker.
So, what's your social media? Where can people find you?
You find me at Time Warp Custom Paint on Instagram.
Okay. Time Warp Custom Paint. That's on Instagram.
That's on Instagram.
Is that where most of your business comes through?
I think so. From now, yeah, I think.
And why Time Warp? Where'd that come from?
Oh, it's just a name I thought of
Rocky Horror
10
Picture
years
Show
ago. That's what most people think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it was kind of like back then the paint jobs that I was doing was kind of like what they did in the 70s. So what I was doing in the early 2000s is what they were doing in the 70s. That's kind of like the whole time warp, I guess.
Okay.
You're a throwback guy. And you're selling yourself short, because you come in here and you just talked about flames a little bit. But the reason I stopped and talked to you is you had that one, it's the gas head, the motor thing, the shield that goes off. You had the guy looking out the window or some shit, How'd you come up with the concept?
Was it jail bars or was something?
Oh, yeah. That was just like a David Mann Chopper Fest tribute that I did. But yeah,
he shrugs it off.
That's David Mann?
Well, it's actually my artwork. It was David Mann's artwork, and then it's just reproduced by me.
And you're right.
He's just shrugging it off like no big deal.
Yeah, ho-hum.
But this is hot. Yeah, we'll post it up and tag him in it. It's good looking.
It's hot.
Damn.
It's hot. How long does it take you to do something like that?
Usually a day or two.
It took you a day to do that?
Yeah, it's quick because I do it every day, so I find the tricks and the ways to do it a little quicker. But that one took me a day or two because I had to kind of throw it together for that Chopper Fest. Some projects will take me longer, but I try to keep it short and that way I can say interested in it, but I try to find the end point, and when I'm painting on a Beetlejuice helmet right now. I'm painting Beetlejuice on a helmet right now.
I like that too.
So, and I'll have that finished up by the end of this event. So I'm just trying.
So you're doing it while at this event?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And he's starting and stopping because he was doing it when I came there. He spoke.
You interrupted him.
That's what I do, and then I came back and interrupted him again and brought him over there. What the element you deal with, like not the element. Let me phrase this right because I don't want to get fucking stabbed.
Yeah.
Okay. But you deal with a lot of motorcycle riders.
Yeah.
You deal with a lot of bike guys. Your shit has to be on point because they're not fucking around, right? I mean, when they come to pay you in Jack Daniels and shit, they want their shit to be painted properly, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you really. Yeah, for sure. You got to make sure all the lines are straight and your blends are right, and it's nice and mirror shiny finish,
And I bring that up for the lay person, the person who just wants something to paint. They want flames. This shit's gonna be done right because you're working under pressure when you're dealing with the Hell's Angels and shit, right?
I haven't had a whole lot of those customers.
Okay.
Maybe other people have. But, dealing online, it's like I really don't know who a lot of my customers are, just besides through a phone call or a text message. But a lot of times I still learn a lot about them, but it's quick. It's a quick process, Do
you ship? Do you do a lot of stuff out of country, or is it mostly within the United States?
It's mostly within the United States, but I've done stuff out of the country before a couple of times. it's more of a hassle to ship that stuff, and there's plenty enough
Sure.
work here in the States.
Where's do you have, other than here locally, do you have a place that's bigger clientele for you, or is it mostly just here in the state? In this state?
California is always big. It's kind of, New York. I get a lot from New York. Shipped all the way here to Utah. So they come from everywhere. And it's plenty enough work to go around. So I don't know if anybody's looking to get into that hobby. I think there's still a lot of customers out there looking for custom paint.
Right.
What won't you paint? What won't you do? Somebody says, I want a picture of a naked guy, 2 parrots, and 1 lawn chair on my helmet. Will you put that on there?
Yeah, I would.
You would do it. You don't give a shit.
I mean, as long as I'm interested in what it's going to be, if they have a great idea and which that sounds great, I would do it.
Okay.
I'd do it.
All right. Well, good on you, man.
Somebody wants their lawn chair.
Yeah,
That's what they do.
He's fucking the lawn chair with 2 parrots on his shoulder. I didn't tell him all that, right?
Yeah, no.
He's like,
no.
what? It's one of them old 70s lawn chairs with the slats and
Right.
shit. You know, the line ones, the ones you always
get
fell
in
through.
between. Yeah.
Is this just you in the business? You do all the work yourself. So
Yeah.
everything that's all over the world, you touched it, you painted it, you conceptualized it. So somebody may say, I want a guy looking out the window, and that's what you came up with.
That was mostly just for the Chopper Fest. That was like a tribute. But yeah, a customer will come to me with their idea or something I've painted before is a lot. They come to me with the idea and we move forward from there.
All right. Have you picked up a lot of business out of here now, or are you in competition, or are the other guys over there doing the same thing you're doing? And
No.
No, it's just you.
Well, I mean, there's other guys, but there's plenty enough work to go around.
But I'm talking about in terms of the competition for the show, like best, helmet, best this. Is it that here?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
All
It's
right.
all just we get together, have a good time. We paint different stuff. We get to mingle and talk to each other.
I love
So that's what's great about this place.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, and
The
I do
camaraderie,
get,
yeah.
and I don't get customers like some of these guys are out pinstriping and working right now. I do just custom paint with airbrush most of the time. So, I'll 10 could be 10 months from now I could get a customer saying, yeah, I remember you Autorama. Let's do it.
All right.
Nice.
And the pricing, I mean, because you're doing it in mail, you don't take like welfare and food stamps and shit. You need cash right now. You know
No
what I mean?
no TP for this guy.
No, you ain't taking toilet paper. You said, I'll get in the shower and wash my ass, right? So, is it reasonable, in terms of the pricing? I don't want you to go over pricing, but, I'm sure it goes up. But can it get to the thousands?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he said, oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Depends on what
unfortunately
you're
it's
asking
into the
for, buddy.
thousands.
He said, I got to eat, motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, paint's expensive and stuff like that. But, I mean, a lot of times you can get a soft hell, tank and fenders painted for under $2,000, or something like that. Some painters are more, some are less, but yeah, I mean, it's reasonable, and a lot of times you have to,
You get what you pay for,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, motorcycles get beat up, so a lot of times they need a paint job anyways, so might as well spend a little extra and do a custom paint job.
Right.
I love it. Give the name of your business one more time and how they can contact you.
It's Time Warp Custom Paint.
Common spelling. No Y's, nothing cute like that.
Nope, Time Warp Custom Paint on Instagram. Facebook, I'm on there too. And then I think I have a TikTok now that I got a bunch of videos on there.
Yeah, you're
Same
going viral that way. All right, I
Yeah.
like it. Same name.
Same
Time
name.
Warp Custom Paint.
All the way around, yep.
Nice.
Right on.
That makes
Thank
it
you
easy.
for coming on, man.
Yeah,
We
appreciate
appreciate
you.
All
it.
right. Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, here we go now. Now we're going up a little level. Not to discount anybody else, but we're going up a level. We
Yeah,
have
we are.
royalty here. is
Yeah,
what
we do.
have.
Yeah, we do.
In the history, in the world of Salt Flat Racing, who do we have here?
My name's JD Youngblood.
JD Youngblood, and you're with?
I'm with Youngblood's Hot Rods
All
out
right.
of Centerville, Utah.
I love it.
Wow.
Always
All right,
based out
yeah,
of
look.
Centerville, Utah, little Centerville, Utah.
Yep, just some little guys in Centerville.
And you're second
Wow.
generation.
Well, yeah,
All
pretty
right.
much.
All right. And tell us what you guys do out there.
We land speed 3 street roadsters, 32 Ford street roadsters.
Why specifically that vehicle?
It's my dad's favorite car. He's a big time hot rodder. Loves the old 32s, and I like going fast, so we mix the two together, and there you go.
So he was specific about a certain club that you're in. You hit a certain speed.
Yes, it's called the 200-mile-an-hour club.
Okay.
It's pretty elite to get to. You have to go out to the Salt. You have to drive over 200 miles an hour and beat a record at the same time.
Oh, wow. How many are in that club then?
There's more people that have climbed Mount Everest than that are in the club. I don't know the exact number, but it's very elite.
It's elite, though.
Yeah.
There. So we got elitist in here. There you go.
You've done that. You've done that yourself.
I have. I got in the club in Speed Week of 2018.
What does that feel like going 200 miles an hour? First of all, what kind of tires do you have on the car doing that?
They're Goodyear Land Speed racing tires.
They're not
So
just
they're like 4 inches wide. So they're very
4
skinny.
inches wide?
Yeah, you don't want a wide tire on the Salt. It
why?
creates drag.
Okay, all right.
It's
Get some friction and slow you down a bit.
It would be like driving on snow with a bald slick. Same kind of thing.
Interesting. That surprised me. A 4-inch. I mean, we're tiny. Those are tiny tires.
Yeah, some
and you're going 200 miles an hour?
Yes, sir.
Plus.
Some tires are a lot smaller than that, and they're aluminum.
Incredible.
They're not even made out of.
What was
rubber.
your top speed?
We went over 220 at some points, but the new world record was 208. They take two averages, so you run your pass, and then if you qualify on the record, you have an hour to get back to impound. They impound your car, they inspect it, make sure you pass, and then they keep it overnight. And you come the next morning, you make another pass, and if your two averages combined beats the world record, then it's now yours.
Wow.
And so how long did you hold it?
We have it currently.
Right now. You king ding-a-ling. I'm the big boy on the block, right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
badass. Don't call me sir. It makes me feel like I'm being arrested. Stop making me nervous, okay?
That's how I was raised. I'm a polite guy.
So we're sitting. Not only are you in an elite club, you are also a world record holder.
I am. I have two. Actually, I have 3 world records: 1 ACTA world record and 2 SCTA world records. 1 at El Mirage and 1 at Bonneville.
And you guys build these cars from the ground up.
Yep.
What kind of gas you put in them? You're not putting regular.
It's race fuel, but it is gasoline.
What is race fuel?
It's just.
Could I put it in my regular? Could I put it in my regular? Camry on that drives on the road?
Is it like when you got new white shoes? All of a sudden you were faster. Remember that shit? Is it like
watch
that?
me. I could jump higher and everything. Yeah.
If you put our fuel in your Camry, it would melt the oxygen sensors and plug the cats. It wouldn't be good.
Yeah. Okay. So I won't do that.
It would definitely run better until then, though.
Would it run? Would I go faster? You think, or just?
It would run better until you broke everything.
Oh well. Okay.
I would not suggest.
Fair enough. I'm not going to do that.
So you use the salt flats, and I'm talking from things I've heard. From what I understand, the salt flats are the flattest surface you can get. Period. Like that natural flats, so you can see the curvature of the Earth.
You can.
So the Earth is round; it's not flat, right?
Yes.
Because you see that.
Correct.
Right?
Take that, Kyrie.
What's the distance you go to break these records? How long of a distance you have to get up to 230 miles an hour?
There's a short course, which is 3 miles, and there's a long course, which is 5 miles.
Mm-hmm.
To run on the long course, you have to qualify to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to run 175 miles in 2 1/4, and then you qualify to go on the big track.
Okay. Are there actually tracks out there, or is it just anywhere on the salt flats? You just drive up there and pull over and just
put
go?
like little flags out so you can see where you're going, or you just go?
No, it's very well prepared. They go out there weeks in advance and prep the course, lay out all the cones, survey, get the best possible racing surface they can get. It's getting tougher every year because the salt's going away. But yeah, it's.
Well, they've been doing it for a lot of years, right?
Yes, sir. It's forever. Sorry about the sir thing. But
he likes that shit.
Yeah.
He choke his ego. I'm the one that don't.
I'm trying
like
to
that.
get I'm trying to get my head as big as Keith's over here. So, but they've been doing it for so many years. I imagine that's got to.
They've been doing it since the 50s.
That's got to put some wear and tear on the salt flats out there.
Oh yeah. They've done it a lot longer than the 50s, but it kind of appealed when the war ended, they kind of made a class for the veterans to come back and take their junk and go
Is this
fast.
World War II?
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. Sorry. And that kind of appealed to me because my grandpa was in the service.
Okay.
So
Sure.
to drive a roadster on the Salt or at El Mirage with previous, family members before me, or that
Kinda
was designed
nostalgic
that.
for you, yeah,
It
yeah.
makes you feel special in a way. It's
Same
you're-
track your
you're
family was on.
connected. Yeah, you're connected to it.
Did any of your father, your grandfather, anyone before you hold a world record?
No.
So you're the first one.
They were mechanics. They were in the service.
okay.
They did
So they
similar
weren't out there
things, but
running.
They weren't racers. My dad got the racing going in me. He's kind of hot rodder in high school. So.
So I like this. They were mechanics, right? So here's your dad and your grandfather souping up cars, and they're like, "Who's gonna drive this son of a bitch? Put JD in there, damn it." He
can do it.
He don't do it. So explain what it's like getting into a car, trying to get up to 230. So here you are. What kind of? You don't just have that on. What do you have on?
Yeah, it's an SFI 20 rated suit. You have to.
SFI.
Yeah, SFI rating.
Okay.
To put it in perspective, NASCAR runs an SFI 5.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the response time. They don't have to wait around as long for help as we do. We're up to 40 seconds away from help at any time.
You're talking medical help.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
If you're in trouble, if you're on fire, if you have problems, you're by yourself because you're so far away from everyone. More like drag racing, other events like that, the medical teams are so close to you that you don't have to have as big as suits as we do have to wear.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So here you are. The car's on the track. You got your SFI 20 rating
Correct.
suit on. You get in there. You put your seatbelt on. You got your gloves on, hat, helmet,
Yep.
and what kind of shoes?
Just fire boots, fire retardant boots. Everything's fire retardant.
He said shoes that don't burn, jackass.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't want to catch on fire.
So you get there, and there's a countdown, I would assume, because you're doing it for time.
Well, they kind of they run you one at a time.
Okay.
And it's very laid back. They don't want you to be in a hurry.
Oh, yeah.
That you have to be ready.
Mm-hmm.
So when your time comes, it's time.
Yeah.
You don't want to hold up the line behind you.
But the time starts once you hit go. Once
Well,
you hit go versus like at the
Speedway.
Speedway, it's like ding 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 bang, then you go, right?
What they do is they make sure the course is clear. They look at you, they look at your team, make sure you're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
They give you all the signals, and then they give you the course, and you leave when you want.
Okay.
They start timing you at the mile, at certain miles, but your time only counts from point A to point B per mile.
Okay.
Oh, gotcha.
They average how long it takes you to get from A to B. It's not how fast you've gone in that mile.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay,
And when you're
okay.
going like that, I mean, I would think you're trying the hardest to just hold the steering wheel straight, because if you move it just a little bit, doesn't that screw up
Yeah.
everything with those tiny tires, right?
There's so many different classes in it. It's hard for me to explain to you how it is in a streamliner or a closed cockpit car because I'm in a roadster.
That's
roadsters,
open air. That's no roof.
That is, yeah. Correct.
How heavy is your vehicle?
It's just shy of 5,000 pounds. We've had to add more weight than the car weighed initially, because in our class we can't
Keep it from
add.
flying.
Yeah, correct. We don't have.
We don't want it to take off.
We can't add any aerodynamics in our class. So the only thing we can really do is add weight
To keep it down to the ground.
in the right spots.
Interesting.
And what is weight? You got a bunch of sandbags
Ballast.
in there? Dead body?
Ballast. We have elevator counterweights. We have
Oh,
lead.
okay.
We have
Yeah, that
whatever
makes
you
sense.
can find wherever you can put it.
Uh-huh.
But you want to keep that kind of evenly spread, I imagine, right?
Yep.
You don't want to have too much at the back, too much at the
Yep.
front. There's an art to that almost.
It's very.
That's where Dad comes in
it's-
as the mechanic.
Yeah, a lot of math, a lot of placement, a lot of thinking it out.
Excuse me, did you say math? I thought
Yeah,
this was
yeah.
fun.
Math.
I thought you did this for fun.
Yeah, now when you want to be on the world record, okay, you need some math
Okay.
there, buddy.
I was in high school. I was in algebra, went to trig, and then so on and so forth. And I was like, what the heck am I ever going to do with this stuff?
Yeah.
Well, when you have to find out center of pressure, center of gravity, all that stuff related to air,
Right.
you need to learn a lot of math and know a lot of math.
You're damn near an astronaut, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty
kind
damn
of like
close.
with trajectory and all that shit, balance and speed.
Well, street roadsters aren't that technical.
Okay.
You're hanging on for the ride. You have 100-foot width track, and you're using all of it just to try and get to the other end. Streamliners, they're more enjoyable to drive, from what I hear, and that's where I want to go someday. Closed cockpit cars, obviously, you don't have the noise associated with a roadster.
Do you wear earplugs?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the reason people go to NASCAR is why, Would?
Cars crash.
See the cars crash. Let's
Yes.
talk about some wrecks. And I know you've had, doing this,
You had to.
you've
have
had some bad days.
I've had some bad days.
You've had some bad days. How does that happen on assault flats? Being as flat as it is, and straight. What did I think it would be driver error for the most part?
It depends.
Okay.
The conditions have been so so different out there the past few years from deterioration.
That bad.
That the conditions are a big part of what's happening.
Okay.
Obviously the better the course, the better it is for everyone,
Right, yeah.
safety wise. The roadster class, we're lucky in a sense that when you do have problems, you usually just spin. For reasons like I told you, we can't add any aerodynamics or
Right,
anything.
sure,
They're
yeah,
just a
yeah.
big brick. So when they get going sideways or backwards, they usually just slide and you work it out.
Right.
You try and keep it going forward or backwards. You don't try and limit your sideways.
So you've never rolled it or anything like
No,
that?
but there's always that possibility of digging in or breaking apart, and it digs in, or
And then
once
throws
that
you
happens, then it's bad. But
So you haven't had to
I-
deal with the fires and all that? You've got the same suit?
we've been very fortunate. We've only spun, and that tears. Trust me, that tears up you and the car very badly. But we've been fortunate that we've never had a major.
It's got to
problem.
terrify you though, spinning, knowing you're out of control. You're just waiting, hoping you don't go upside down and just spin in a circle, right?
Yeah, it's pretty. It tests you mentally for sure.
Wow.
The day before that we got in the 200-mile-an-hour club, we actually spun the car at 205 miles an hour.
When you say we, you mean you.
Our team.
okay.
But I was driving. I was driving. Yes.
But it seems like you have the right disposition for that, because me, I'm in that car and that bitch starts spinning around. I'm just letting it go. Just
Yeah,
let
I'm
the steering wheel go.
yep.
I got my eyes closed, and I'm like, whenever it stops moving, that's when I'm going to open my eyes. You know what I mean? But there's things you have to do to control the vehicle to keep it from rolling over.
The last thing you want to do is just give up and throw your hands in the air. It's not good when you throw your parachute and try and save yourself the best you can.
I love that. Now, I heard that you're a badass, and so is this guy. I heard you're the Reggie Miller of car racing, because I heard your sister's actually a badass.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
There's you.
She should be here right now.
And what is her name?
Her name is Allie.
And she older or younger?
Hot Rod Allie is her name. She's
Hot Rod Allie.
She is 5 years older than me.
Older sister. All right. So,
yeah.
and she's got records in what?
She has records everywhere. She's on the dirt, on the
Feel like
dirt,
you had to bring her up.
on the dirt, on the salt, on the asphalt. She has, I think, 22 total.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
And what does she race?
It's the same thing I do.
Same thing.
She has 2 roadsters that she runs, and she was running the one that I've been campaigning,
Okay.
but they didn't get along the best, and that car kind of stole some of her mojo.
Uh-huh.
So we put her back in the car she loves, and she's back to her old self now, hauling ass.
Interesting.
That's badass, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So basically, you have a hand-me-down car, is what you're saying.
Well,
I'm playing with you, man.
you can call it whatever you want to call it, but she kicks my ass usually. Yes.
She's badass, huh?
Mm.
Now, what is it about her? Tell me, what does somebody need to be a good driver? Because she kicks your ass. You guys got 2 arms, 2 legs, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Raising the same household, Pops builds the hot rods for everybody. What is something you need? Is it mind? Is it reflexes? What is the main thing? Talk to me about what you need to be a good salt flat driver.
Mentally, you have to be in a good spot in your life to do what we do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be completely focused. You have to concentrate at all times. It's very, very taxing on your body.
Yeah.
I think I'm more tired after a run mentally than I am physically.
That's what I was
It's
just
just,
gonna say. Yes.
So you almost have to talk yourself into going that fast.
Yeah.
And because I can imagine you hit 200, 205, and now in your mind you're thinking, oh, this is pretty fast. I ought to back off a little bit.
And that's why I like it when Allie drives, because I can prepare the car the best that I can make it, and I don't have to think about all that. And she doesn't have to either. She can get it and drive. She can go do her job, and she doesn't have to worry about the car. She knows it's set up. When I'm driving the car that I set up, I'm thinking about everything I should be driving, and I'm thinking about the timing belt spinning around 100 miles an hour. You know, everything moving in the engine, things that could go wrong. You know.
And so so then are you a little more cautious to get at it then if you're doing that kind of thing?
It's not that. It's just you know what you're doing, and it's hard to say, but you're traveling so fast, but everything slows down so much that you can think about all this. It's the slowest my life has ever moved.
They say that
traveling
about
that fast.
They say that about elite people who
Crazy.
have that eliteness in them, whether it be sports, football, basketball. baseball. They say the baseball
Right,
slows
yeah.
down, and you guys are probably going to be prime time on Monday night here. It's looking like with this coronavirus shutting everything down. It's probably going to be Salt Flats Racing. Is there money to be made in it? Have you? I mean, not without getting in your pocket. Is that your full-time job? What you do?
No, there's no money in Salt Flats Racing.
No.
There's just I can say that I've done something that no one else has done in the world, and that's all
Badass,
there
man.
is.
I like that.
That's a beautiful thing.
That's
right
a
there.
hell of a way to look at that, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how many cars do you have that you race? Is it just the one roadster? I say that just the one. Like I got one.
Yeah, you got a couple in my back pocket here.
When we walk back out in the show, I'll show you the display. We have all of our records hung up and all 3 roadsters.
I saw that. They look like little license plates, right? I saw them. I didn't know what they were because I don't know.
From the beginning to present, it's everything. It's kind of you can follow what we've done
Incredible,
in the past 9 years.
And was
great.
was all in 9 years.
Yep.
Wow.
Shit, that looked like a lifetime worth of accolades.
It's been fun, and it all started with my dad. He wanted to build a show quality race car that would beat a world record, and
there you go.
It beat a 13-year-old world record off the trailer on its first run.
Wow.
That's incredible. That's something to be said. Right?
That's an achievement.
Cool.
Yep. That's great.
So when you get the guys from overseas, who's asked you like kicking the best? Is it the Frenchies? Is it the Frenchies? It's got to be now with that Gobert shutting down the NBA because he's patient 0. Okay.
That's funny. The people that come from all around the world is amazing. It's New Zealand. They're fast. There's a bunch of guys that are they're out of their minds, and I love it. It's the crazy ideas. The people leaving cylinder like pistons out of engines to lower the displacement to get in a certain class. I mean, you can enter a V8 in a 4-cylinder class when you take 4 cylinders out. The mind is the limit. The imagination's wild out there. It's pretty nice.
That's awesome, man. It's been a pleasure meeting you and sitting here talking with you. I mean, anybody, I met somebody one time that was of he was a leader of a denomination of a church, not my thing. But to meet somebody like that, if you meet like the Dalai Lama, or you meet the Pope, or you meet whoever, to meet somebody who's sitting here busting ass world records and shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's amazing. You don't get that every day. So,
no, you don't. So
JD, it's been a pleasure
thank
sitting
you
here
so
with
much.
you.
Appreciate you guys.
You gotta have an email, any way people can follow you. Tell me you do Instagram because you have to have some cool shit on there.
We don't have much. We're just, like I said, we're small. Just a hobby shop that likes to kick ass. But if you want to check out what we do, we have Youngblood's Hot Rods on Facebook and Instagram. I mean, and you can find me pretty easily. I'm here to answer any questions or just to make people smile, if anything.
Right on,
Youngblood's Hot Rod, guys. That's where it's at.
Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, fellas.
All right, we got Pops. We got JD's Pops on here. All right.
Yeah.
And he's got an Apollo 13 type story.
Yeah, he
that
does.
He wanted to tell.
He wants to tell us a story here.
JD, this shows how humble he is. He didn't want to hype this up. Pops,
No,
will
he
you tell
didn't.
us, Pops, first of all, what's your name?
Don.
Don Youngblood.
Last name Youngblood.
All right. Tell the story you just told.
We have 3 32 Roadsters that we race on the Salt. In our second car, JD was driving, and he saw the finish line in front of him, and the car started handling not too good, and he knew he was close to the finish line, and the closer he got, it spun out at 170, 180 miles an hour, and he went through the finish line backwards and set a world record.
Was he giving everybody the finger?
and the course steward come out there, and it was just shaking his head like, man, are you okay? You spun out and you went through the finish line, set a record.
That's badass.
So
man.
he goes through it back. So does he set 2 records then? One for the speed and one for going through it backwards?
Wood's right. You need to go back and get your other trophy.
Yeah, the timing lights don't know whether you're going forward or sideways. So.
But the judge knew. They knew. They say, hey, he's going backwards. That's a world record backwards, 180 miles an hour. I would think so.
But the worst thing about this is he set that record. Then my daughter Allie got in the car and beat his record.
Oh shit! So the record stood till the daughter got in there. That damn Cheryl Miller, she's a rascally son of a bitch, isn't she?
Big sister whooped him.
How'd you get into building hot rods? What made you love a 32 Roadster?
Well, in high school, I built a 32 3-window coupe, and 32 is the quintessential hot rod in the world. So we figured, okay, I love 32, so we're going to build a 32 Roadster. We looked at all the classes in the rule book, and there's a Roadster class, and it basically started in the 40s. So we did the street Roadster class, which is probably the hardest class out there because that's what everybody wanted to do from the war on.
Mm-hmm.
So we studied the rule book, and we started out with a 1.5 liter. And I think JD mentioned it right off the trailer. We broke a record. So from there it went on. At the Salt Flats, if you want to change classes, you change the motor. So if you got a 1.5 liter and you want to go to a 2 liter class, most teams take the motor out, put another motor in, and keep the same car.
Oh yeah, that's what I do. We
Yeah,
do that?
naturally.
My,
yeah.
my daughter said, "No way, you're not tearing apart my car."
Uh-huh.
So we built a second car for a 2 liter class.
Okay.
We set all the records there, and I was going to take the 2 liter out and put a 3 liter in.
Mm-hmm.
She says, "No, you're not changing that car." So we built a third car, and that's the 3 liter car that JD drove 200 miles an hour.
How long does it take to build a car?
We're anywhere from 6 months to 2 years, depending
Wow.
on what car it is.
So, and who you building it for?
And who
When
you
you're building
building-
for your kids, it's 6 months. When you're building for everybody else, it's 2
Yeah,
years, right?
you can guarantee these cars are the safest cars in the world because I've got kids driving them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
Yeah,
I
that
have
makes
to
sense.
take care of my wife because she gets anxious, so you have to.
We gotta make sure it's safe.
We got fire bottles on an engine, fire bottle on a driver, fire bottle on a gas tank,
Mm-hmm.
the parachute, the roll cage, the safest equipment, helmets and suits that you can buy. So we're trying to keep everybody safe.
If you were going to sell one of these cars, what would you sell it for?
Well, you put a lot of money in these cars. There's cars out there that streamliners that have $1 million in them.
Wow.
The reason I like the street roadster class is that you have certain rules and certain things you can't go out of the box.
Uh-huh.
So it doesn't matter how much money you have, it's how good you built the car and how well the driver is.
Gotcha.
So some other classes you can spend $1 million and you can't compete with some of those people that spend that kind of money.
Okay.
So this class, the street roadster class, is a unique class.
Right.
Incredible, man. Incredible. Thanks for the story.
Okay.
Thanks for the
Appreciate
kid, the bloodline, all that. You know what I mean? And if you ever want to put somebody in a car and just see what it does, like if you got one, I want to see if it blows up after a quarter mile. Wood's available.
There you go.
Okay?
Yeah, a lot of
you
people.
let me know.
A lot of people say I can go 120, 30 miles an hour on the freeway, but the Salt Flats has drag. So if you go 100 miles an hour on the freeway, you probably go 80 or 90 miles an hour on the salt.
I think the fastest I've ever gone has been like 95. No,
I might
seriously,
have been
he
a
laughs
little-
at me. Don laughs
Yeah.
at me. No, I'm not
No.
that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's a little bit more, but even
Well,
still, it's terrifying once
Yeah,
they get
it is.
over
It just
like 90.
shows that you're a law-abiding citizen. You know?
Law abiding, yeah, that's me. Let me tell you something. And for the next time I see a 95 mile an hour speed limit, it'll be the first time. Okay, Don, we appreciate you,
Thank
man.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. Yo, everybody left us because they're running out there for the fucking award show,
Yeah, they up to just
which is
walked
understandable.
out on us.
Which is understandable.
Yeah,
Motherfuckers trying to
yeah,
get paid,
makes
trying to
sense,
get
yeah.
recognized.
Yeah,
Let
that's
them fuck
true,
around
yeah.
with this, man. Yo, we forgot something earlier.
At the very beginning, we forgot.
All right,
Right
my
out the gate.
Snaggles, your Snaggles. Who's the sponsored by?
Tiger Claw Tattoo.
One Mr. Tiger Claw Tattoo.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, we didn't necessarily forget. We just got wrapped up in the moment.
Yeah, caught
That
up
was it.
like Usher, huh?
Yeah.
Caught up.
So, as always, guys, Tiger Claw Tattoo, go see them. They're in Mill Creek. Hey, we're out here at the Salt Lake Autorama. They're in Mill Creek. They're not far from us.
Not far.
You can go over there, schedule yourself a consult, talk to them about what you want to get put on your body, and they will ink you up, and it will look fantastic.
Yeah.
Just like some of our other listeners have sent us their stuff, and they've asked us not to post it out there, so we're not going to. But it doesn't matter. The fact is they're always looking out for you. So go see Tiger Claw Tattoo over there in Mill Creek.
Get a fucking barcode put on your neck or your wrist because that's where it's coming to, according to you motherfuckers. I don't understand the
Yeah.
goddamn toilet paper. I don't understand that. I understand the water. Everybody drinks water, right?
Right.
But it's not like they're attacking the water. But water,
No.
okay.
No.
Right? But some of these stinky fucks that walk around on this goddamn planet,
Yeah,
and now all of a sudden
they're
they want to
worried
wipe their
about
ass.
toilet-
They
yeah.
haven't wiped their ass since fucking 1998.
Right.
And now all of a sudden they want to show up.
First of all, you haven't drank water since 98.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't wiped your ass since then. And now they're emptying out my cereal shelves. You see that? They're emptying out the
Yeah,
cereal.
I saw that shit.
Listen, I got kids that they live off of cereal, okay?
Uh-huh.
So now that you've emptied all those shelves of my cereal,
Uh-huh.
what am I going to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
Rice?
Right.
Okay? Come on, people.
You put some sugar and rice and tell them it's cereal, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Come on, guys. But
Yo.
hey, Keith, we are alone. It's just us. We're in the office. They left us at the office
They
all
trust
alone
us is what
at
it
the
is.
Autoramas.
Because they know we
What
got
are
the
gonna
camera
do?
going. Let me tell you
Yeah.
something right now. Out there, no disrespect. So let me leave by saying about that.
Yeah, yeah.
But somebody's about to get disrespected.
Yep, that's how it goes.
I saw a blind person at the Autorama. Now, you can't touch the fucking cars.
No.
So there goes that. You can't see the fucking cars. So there goes that. So what the fuck are you doing here besides getting in the way?
I don't
Not
know,
to be
smelling
rude.
them?
Smelling the fucking cars?
I don't know.
Naugahyde. I love the smell of Naugahyde. It reminds me of listening to the Commodores in the 70s. Get the fuck out of here, man. I saw that shit. And you don't know sometimes if somebody's got this fucking stick, if they're nearsighted, like, some people got fucked up vision and they got to get right there to see the shit. And some people just can't see. And I'm not fucking around on blind people, but why are you taking up the space here? Oh, I know. It's because of the fucking coronavirus. So you won't be in the way.
Right, yeah. That's what it is.
Good on you. I guess now's the time to go. Now's the time to go. And you know what? I want to bring something else up on the way out the fucking door.
Okay.
I was talking to somebody, and I don't normally, I don't hang out with this person all the time. I just saw him, and I'm that dude. If I see you, and then, I'll go up and talk to you, right? So I'm going up and I'm talking to this motherfucker, and he had some weird-ass fucking, Barney the dinosaur T-shirt on and some shit. I was like, what's up with this shirt? Weird. He says to me, I'm moving, all my stuff is in storage. And you know what he says to me?
No.
We're building a really nice house, a very nice house, a great house. He kind of talked like, the leader of the free world right now. And I was like, what an arrogant fucking cocksucker, right?
And you wear a Barney shirt?
Let me be the fucking judge on whether or not you're building a nice house. Invite me to your house so I can say, oh, this is a nice house. Don't tell me it's a nice fucking house, you arrogant cocksucker motherfucker.
No.
You know what I mean? Shit like that bugs the fuck out of me, man.
It does.
We need to get up and get out.
Yeah, we do.
I'm going to go and try and steal this car with Sherri. All right, because she's got all the motherfucking keys.
Yeah, she does.
All right, you got my back?
Yeah. I almost got ran over by a Lamborghini as we came into this place.
Did you throw yourself in front of the Lamborghini? Well, you really can't project yourself anywhere right now, right?
I tumbled in front of it.
You can't do shit right now.
I hobbled over there,
You should have just tripped and been like, I didn't have this scar on my leg before it happened.
I'm going to post that picture up of that Lamborghini because I love that. That's probably my favorite. One of my favorite cars in here. It's gorgeous. Yeah. And I was hoping to get run over by it so that I could take it.
You own it. Just give me the car. I won't take it to court.
Yeah.
Things I'm not going to miss about the NBA. I'm not going to miss James Harden traveling.
Nope.
And his little stupid dance in his beard.
Nope.
Okay. I'm not going to miss Russell Westbrook and his I'm angry all the time dunks.
Nope.
Not the dunk itself, but when you land.
Right. I appreciate the passion and the strength of it because it's like, damn. But when you get done and you're mad, mugging everybody.
Right. You're mad at the cameraman for looking at you.
What did the old grandma do up to the stand?
Didn't do shit to you. I'm not going to miss Anthony Davis in his fucked up face.
His eyebrow.
Thank the Lord he's 7 whatever and can play ball because that is one ugly motherfucker.
Brow.
Can you imagine him at 5'9", maybe 6 feet working at fucking Denny's?
No.
You'd be like, can I have another waiter, man?
Can you put 2 gloves on? 2 sets of gloves? Because you got that eyebrow going on.
Yeah, I'm not going to miss your boy Rudy Gobert, who I said was ground zero on this shit because I think he's fucking soft.
Zero.
All right, he's soft. Yeah. And I'm not going to miss Chris Paul, who seems like a bad human being. Him and Kyrie Irving seem like bad human beings. Now, I am going to miss Zion. I think he's getting fucked out of his fucking rookie year.
He is.
He was hurt, and then he got off, and then he did this. I think
so. John Morant's going to win Rookie of the Year if they do awards.
I'm going to miss him too.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss him too. Yeah. Of course, they're going to do awards because they do that award show now where it's all about the dollar bill.
Dude, you sit at the round tables and shit.
It's stupid. You guys aren't the fucking Oscar. Go sweat, get the award, and go home. Right?
Yeah.
Larry used to get his award in a fucking polo pullover with wrinkled collars and shit. You know how when somebody's collar's wrinkled, it fucking bows up right here to the side. You're like, damn, man.
Could have used an iron.
A little starch.
Just a little press.
A little starch.
It would have gone a long way, buddy.
But once again, I'm going to sit here and talk shit. I'm going to miss it. I'm not going to miss those things, but I'm going to miss it overall.
And you're going to miss March Madness.
Oh, fuck.
Hands down.
I was trying not to think
because
about
I got
that,
the
man.
invite to fill out my bracket or to prepare to
the one online, huh?
Yeah. And I can't fill it out.
No.
But I heard that they're going to still give where they would have been.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
Just to torment us.
Yeah.
That's all it is for. Not anything else.
If I would have been Denzel, I would have been an actor. Mm-hmm. Okay? If you would have had a full head of hair, you would have been Brad Pitt.
Yep.
Didn't happen on either account, okay? So it doesn't fucking matter, man. But I'm telling you, that's the time of year where I just sit on my ass. I can justify drinking.
Yeah.
No, I can justify drinking for breakfast.
Yeah, because the game started early.
The game started at 10 o'clock. I need to have a little buzz on. I'm an adult. Who doesn't watch a fucking game with a beer? Fucking moron. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, all that shit's gone. They snatched it from me. So once again, I watched fucking chess on some fucking show. They had some guy
had bowling on.
They had bowling on. I haven't found my boys on the cornhole yet.
No,
I'm waiting for that shit.
They probably shut it down because that's very, that's 4 people trying to slap hands and throw the same bags, and you got to. It's so dumb. I don't know what to say,
but
man.
the bowling, you would think that would not be hygienically appropriate because you stick your fingers in that hole that everybody else has stuck their fingers in.
No, because you have your own ball. You're the only one touching it.
Yeah. Did I just?
I'm the only one fingering my own holes. Okay.
Did I just describe Cardi B? What with that? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Let's get the fuck out of
All
here.
right, guys. You heard it here. We were we did post up some live stuff. If you missed it, that's too bad. But we're at the Autorama here in Salt Lake City, the Mountain America Expo Center.
Yeah.
Sponsored by O'Reilly.
Yes. What year is it?
2020.
No, what year's the
the
event?
46th annual.
Yeah.
Next year's going to be 47. So.
What's the year after that going to be?
It's probably 48.
Dumb motherfucker.
What I'm saying
46.
is, what I was going with that is next year, guys. Hopefully, we don't have this
surprise attack,
zombie apocalypse going on, and we can fill the aisles like it's normally. It's picked up a little bit today, though.
But on top of that, hopefully next year we get a little bit more of a notice. They came to us and they said free pussy for everybody, right? Because I talked about ass.
I mean, you did.
You know, we were once both single guys, right? And somebody walked up and said, "Hey, you want a place to put it?" And you're like, "Goddamn straight, I want a place to put it." You know what I mean? So that's what guys do. So we got the opportunity, we took it. So sorry, everybody that emailed in. Sorry it wasn't the normal format, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. We had fucking race car royalty in here. We had fucking painters in here. We had car guys that do shit we don't do.
Yeah,
we had a 13-year-old in here that can do shit right now that you and I combined could not do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We had the director of this Autorama here.
Yes.
And she sat down. We expect fully to be here next year. So
we didn't piss nobody off. I didn't say anything stupid while I was drunk.
I said we expect. It doesn't mean that can't change. So hopefully we're here again next year, and we'll get some of you guys out here. We'll have a little more swag. We can bring it out. You guys come out, check out these cars. It's awesome. If you've never been here, come out. There's still another day. You guys can go check it out. Anyway, you know where to find us. SoWhutChuSayin@gmail.com, SoWhutChuSayin.com, and anchor.fm/SoWhutChuSayin. Any other podcast out there. Also, the video is going to be up on YouTube, guys. Check it out. And with that, Keith, I got to tell you, man, today, definitely, it was a pleasure.
Shout out to my boy Evans that was in a head-on collision and survived that motherfucker on his own accord. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Let's go back to my room so we can do it. We're out.